All right, guys, so here we are. One of the most exciting moments of the year is the growth season. The moment where boys become mans. If you do a proper growth season, it's gonna change your physique. It's gonna make you look way better, and it's gonna align you with the physique that you've always wanted. We'll have to do multiple growth season in order to have the physique that you want, depending on your goals. But the blueprints, the idea and the pattern behind a growth season will always stay the same. The way you start is key in order to make sure you grow properly. You wanna make sure you start a growth season lean. Not too lean, but the leaner you are, the more time frame we have in order to put on quality tissue. One thing that is very important in order to do a proper growth season is to eat more food. You want to be able to be eating more food. What we want to do is we want to gradually increase our calories. So what you have to keep in mind is we need to be eating more during the whole process. So if you eat too much here, we won't have the time or the space to bulk properly there. Because once you do eat too much in a body fat where it's too much, you're too far. Then there's a diminishing returns. Your sleep isn't good. Your performance at the gym isn't better because you feel like you're not as recovered because your sleep is not great. You're insulin resistant, which is horrible. So that's one thing to keep in mind. There is a diminishing returns of adding more food. So that's why we need a proper pattern to be able to add quality food while we bulk. So it's gonna be on a big time frame. Also, this only applies to people who have been lifting for at least like 8 years. This pattern will work for anyone, but if you've only been working for a couple years, you can add tissue during cutting phase. We established that the way you start is going to dictate the growth season. That is very, very important. So what we need to do is find proper exercise. In order to do that, you need to set a decision on where you want to go with this growth season. You need that vision in your mind. Where do I want to go and where am I right now? Where's my physique and what's my goal physique? How can I get there? That's the whole goal. Once you know where you want to go, the path will be a lot more clear. And that's very essential for growth season because you want to make sure you're sculpting the physique that you want with attention behind every single rep, behind every single set. So once you do know where you are and where you want to go, we have a path that's been created. We're going there. So once we have the vision, then we have a game plan that comes in our mind. Then we need the execution. We gotta make sure the execution is proper because a growth season can go sideways very, very fast. Like if your boys are like, hey, let's eat. And then your family's like, hey, let's eat. And you're like, I'm in a growth season, let's go, let's pound some food. The only thing is that, like we talked about, we gotta make sure we're growing at a nice pace. If you're putting too much food, then your body fat's gonna be too high, way too fast, and then that's gonna slow down a potential growth for this growth season. Because one thing that you have to keep in mind, which is very important, is that the way you look and the way you feel is essential during growth season. Why? Because if you have too much body fat, you will see zero progress in your physique. For most people, it's annoying because you're like, I'm putting all this time, I want to see if I'm actually putting on quality tissue. For some people, it doesn't matter. The only issue if you don't really care about that and you put too much unnecessary body fat, cutting back down, you will lose muscle. And you don't need to go there. You don't need to be at the 20% body fat. It's not a must. You can stay at 14, 15, 16 if you push it at the end, and you're top. That's it. You don't need more. And once you're there, you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good, and it's really good for how your hormones and your insulin resistance is gonna be based on. It's really essential if you wanna build a quality physique. Because right now we're talking about a proper growth season. The equation needs to be set perfectly. We gotta make sure that we understand our vision. We gotta understand what we need to do, and we need to understand where we're going. And once we have all the little things set, then we have a better idea and confidence on where we're going. Once you have an idea of what you want to build, then we can talk about where are you right now. Right now is also extremely important because a lot of people don't even ask themselves that question. Where's your body fat at? Where's your surrounding? Where's your mindset at? Are we locked in order to really put on quality tissue? Are you healthy? Are you hurt anywhere? Do you have any injuries? That's very essential because in order to be able to push during the growth season, I need you in a good spot. We need to look good. We need to be in a great position. So really make sure that before we even think about starting this beautiful path, let's make sure we can start the path properly. If your body fat is already way too much, cut down a little. Let's take the growth season and let's put it on for a little later. Start on what needs to be done right now. Once we can maximize everything and we're ready for the game plan that we created, we're lean, we're looking good, our nervous system isn't too taxed, we're in a good spot physically, mentally, then we can attack the growth season. Once we do attack the growth season, we have to understand to be patient. The faster you want things, the slower it will come. So you have to be extremely patient, because patience in bodybuilding is key in order to build a physique, because you cannot rush this process. Putting quality tissue takes time. So if you try to rush quality tissue, trust me, it's gonna take even more time, because now we gotta lean back and it's a shit show. So make sure you're patient. Make sure you understand how much food you're putting in your body. Make sure you understand that your split is locked in for the vision that you have. And once all of that is set and put together, then we can talk business. Then we can grow. Then we can see the outline. Then we can see the vision that we had coming to fruition. And that's the essence of doing a proper growth season, is being clear about the game plan. So that's how I'm gonna attack this growth season. My body's gonna tell me when to stop, and I'm in a good spot right now. I'm about 10% body fat. We're looking good, we're healthy, our body is in check. I have a couple injuries here and there, but they're being worked on. So I'm really excited for this growth season. I'm gonna show you guys my split. I'm gonna show you guys the little exercise that I will be doing during the growth season. So you'll see some workouts are gonna change a little bit, because I'm trying to grow a physique that I talked about. My vision is clear. I want this. So I know the exercise that I like to do in order to get there. So this is what the journey is going to be all about. So I'm going to tell you guys and explain to you guys, really showcase my journey in creating the physique that I've always wanted. And hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two, so you can utilize it in your life and grow the physique that you've always wanted as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.